just on the way to work, nothing applies to everybody. Okay, so you can never just say like everything is absolute truth. So before I even go on and say this, as a young man, if you're just using your logical brain, and it's just like how can you know some of the things that you know, and then logically think that, okay, this is a good option. I just want to kind of just give perspective, and I just want people to think about, sometimes, old ways get outdated, right? And I'm not opposed to marriage. I don't know. I've kind of always been a little iffy on marriage. Now, I'm not telling people not to get married. I still believe in love. I still think you can find, somebody that's good for your soul, somebody that can like be beneficial to your life, somebody that is helpful. I still believe in that. I think that exists, right? But what I also want to say is that if you're just being logical and you see what's going on, how many of us grew up and seen what a healthy relationship looks like? How many of us have seen, because most people that I know, and again, this applies to me, my life, my perspective, my lens, what I see. Most of the people that I know that are married are miserable. Okay, now again, this is what I see. This does not apply to you. This doesn't apply to your experiences. If you want to get married and you guys are happy, and you guys are good for each other's soul, hey, I'm happy for you. You feel me? Like that's cool. That's a beautiful thing. I do think when people get it right, it's a beautiful thing. But I just want to, like I said, I think old ways can get outdated, and I just want to offer this perspective of, you don't have to get married to live a fulfilled life or to have a happy life. I do think that there's certain things in life where companionship would be nice. Who wants to go through life alone and not having somebody by their side? You have to have this period of where you're not focused on women. If you realize that, when you were in high school, when you were a freshman or a sophomore, and, the seniors or the jocks or whatever come and take your women or take the girl that you're interested in, and then think about, when you're, 19, 20, 21, 22, and all the women and the girls that your age, they just want to talk to the guys that are, 28, 29, 30. And this doesn't apply to everybody. I'm just saying, women when they're younger, typically they're in their prime as far as just not really having experiences with guys and, looking their best. And as they get older, the looks kind of dwindle. And I just think for guys, as we get older, we get better, right? And I'm not saying as women get older, they don't get better. They get smarter and all that too. But I'm just saying, I'm not too opposed to having a bachelor lifestyle. I'm not saying have hookup culture, but like when you feel like you want to, find your little boo and you want to casually date, I think that might be the better route. For me, I had my daughter at 19, right? So I don't really have this urge to, like, man, I want to have a kid, because I know for some guys they want a family and they want to have children. But just kind of dealing with my co-parenting situation and just knowing some of the things that I know, I don't really have that drive to like, I want another kid. Again, I'm not opposed to having more kids. I just feel like, logically speaking, if you just look at the divorce rates, just fucking Google it. Now, again, you can't believe everything you see on Google, but if you just do a little research and you figure it out, it's just like, man, it's, marriages are at an all-time low. Again, it doesn't apply to everybody. I know people are gonna shit on this and be like, man, like he's against, love and all that. I'm not against that. I think when you do it the right way and two people are good for each other's soul, it's cool. Again, I'm just saying, there's so many people who have had their heart broke, who it's difficult to even put yourself in that situation. I think every guy has had a moment where their heart just fucking dropped, where their heart sunk, like you it's like you just got punched in the stomach. I think every guy's had an experience where they found something out and they're just shaking and bro, I don't even think like you'll ever let yourself get to that position again to where you even feel like that. You know what I mean? We're so logical. We just think logically. We're like, okay, well, what can I do so that I don't ever feel like this ever again? And it really just taints your perspective on what being a family means, on like what is love, and like what is it that, what does all this shit mean? Because if I'm being honest, it just seems like people use you, or people just want you until they don't want you. It seems like, people aren't really equipped for long-term relationships. I think, relationships are cool, but after the 3-4 year mark, if you even make it that far, most people that I know, they either get tired of each other, or they just want something else. So that's all. I'm just offering perspective. Is this just is the way of how things used to be outdated? You know what I mean? Like, should marriages be 5 years, and then at the 5-year mark, you guys decide if you want to renew that marriage license, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And again, I'm just trying to think outside the box. How can you put yourself in a position to where like you're not getting hurt? Again, and like how can you know the things that you know, as far as just like, I feel like I don't know what it is about relationships, but it's just the one thing that people get wrong. And it's because when you're dealing with another human being, there's no telling, man, because you never 100% know how somebody feels. You never know if somebody's really being authentic. Now, hopefully, you can pick up on the signs and but I just think as a man, the only way to really like know if somebody's with you or not, like you got to be in a position to where you have multiple options. You need to become as attractive as possible. You need to work on your game. Now, I'm not saying like you got to be like the most attractive person. Work on your social skills. You want to have money, work on your finances. I'm not saying you got to be the richest, but you got to have some money, right? And at that point, once you've built yourself up to where you have options and you're somebody that's desirable and people want you, at that point, it's like, do you really want to give up your optionality to be with one person? At that point, you know what I mean? And, it's just unfortunate that maybe, I don't know, this is just what I see. I've had so many different jobs in my life, man. So many different jobs, and this is where I meet people. And at every job where I talk to just like older guys and people my age, man, a lot of them, they regret being married, or they're just not satisfied, they're not happy, they're settling. And it's just like, how can I with my logical brain say, okay, I think this is a good option for me? And then just even the situation that I was in, now granted, like, we were young, you know what I mean? When you have a kid at 19, how many people do you know? I'm 28 now, but at 19, when you have a kid with somebody, how many people do you know that stick together? And temptation is a motherfucker. Curiosity is a motherfucker. People want to see what's on the other side. People want to explore. People want to, see what's what. Again, I'm not opposed to people being in love. I'm not opposed to people when two people are good and good for each other and they can benefit from it. I don't know. What do you guys think? You know what I mean? Do you guys think living a bachelor lifestyle is bad? And what I mean by a bachelor lifestyle is just, I'm already in a co-parenting situation, so I don't really have too many commitments besides my daughter, because we split the time, right? So I can still travel freely. I don't have any real commitments. I'm just trying to put myself in positions to be successful. I've been working on finances, working on becoming as attractive as possible, and it's just like, I don't know. I like having options. I like casually dating. As you get older, it's just like, I just feel like as men, you get better. And it's just something to think about, guys, where it's like, if you want to, because it's like, at this point, like, I don't want you after you've had all these bodies. I don't want you after you've had all these other experiences with people. I wanted you when I wanted you. And I don't know, it's just something to think about. What do you guys think? But like I said, I'm on the way to work right now. I'm almost there. But yeah, I'll chop this video up, put it out. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.